Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining me today, and welcome to the Battle for Wesnoth. Now, Wesnoth is actually a free-to-play game, and it's a fascinating example of how things get done sometimes. It's, if that makes any sense, which it doesn't. The Battle for Wesnoth is a free-to-play game that's been developed over, I believe, 14 years. It started in the early 2000s, and sort of grew and developed and went on for a long, long time. I first discovered it around 2008 and picked it up, and I've played through many, many versions of Wesnoth, starting with, it's version 1.14.4 right now. This is the stable version. I started at version 0.6 something or other, and I never really contributed programming-wise or anything because I'm bad at programming. I can't do it, but I've played the game for a long time, for many different versions, and seen it grow and develop. The art is phenomenal in Battle for Wesnoth. The animation is good. The sound design is pretty good. Honestly, Battle for Wesnoth is... it's a professional game. I mean, this is a game that I would cheerfully pay $15 or $20 for, if not more. And yet it's completely free. In fact, you can get it on Steam, and it's still free on Steam. The people who developed Wesnoth did it just for the love of the game. There is a forum, and I'll link the website and the forum as well as the Steam page in the description below. But this is a game that I kind of grew up with. I mean, I've been playing this game for, it's got to be 10 years. Since I was in high school. And so I wanted to, it's been shown off on YouTube before a number of times, but I wanted to do another playthrough of it because I haven't picked the game up much in the last year or so. And I wanted to show it all off to you because I think this is an example of a really good, free-to-play, well-designed, pretty tight game. There are things about it that I don't entirely like, but there's a lot of things about it that I love. So we are going to play a single-player campaign. You can play Wesnoth multiplayer, and it does in fact have a multiplayer community. At any given time, there's usually between 40 and 75 people on the official multiplayer server playing. There's also different servers that other people have set up that I haven't really explored. I've only ever played on the official server. But on the official server, if you want to find a game, you usually can. And especially, you can organize games with people and run that way. And I've been playing some multiplayer games the last couple of months with some buddies on Discord, and it's been loads of fun. So let's hop right into a campaign, and I'll talk about how the game goes as we proceed. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of campaigns. These are all official campaigns that come packaged with the game. You can also download mods called add-ons. You connect to the add-on server, and there's a list of add-ons available. Let's let it load for just a second. You can see there's a ton of add-ons that you can download that various people have made. And so there's a lot of content. There's a ton of content in Wesnoth, and it's honestly a very impressive feat of game engineering. The campaign that we're going to play today is Heir to the Throne. This is the first campaign, I believe, that was ever included in Wesnoth, the first campaign that came with the game. It's also one of the longest, if not actually the longest, at 23 individual, not quite the longest. Rise of Wesnoth is a little bit longer, but one of the longest campaigns in the game, and it is the first one I ever played, and so it's the one I want to kind of share with y'all. So that's what we're going to start off with. There are lots of other campaigns that do lots of other things, have varying different lengths. Heir to the Throne is one of the easier campaigns in some ways. It starts off very easy and then ramps up in difficulty as you go along. But because of the way Wesnoth is designed, it has some interesting features. So let's jump right into it. And we're going to play on normal difficulty. In the 28th year of the reign of Gerard II, King of Wesnoth, the kingdom was plunged into a bitter war with the orcs of the north. The northern host encamped at Galkador by the fort of Abez, and the king led his forces to meet them. Splitting his army in two, he led one half while his son, the Crown Prince Eldred, led the other. Eldred was a brave and courageous warrior, able to lead his soldiers well. Unfortunately for Gerard, his son was also ambitious and treacherous. In the heat of battle, Eldred's men turned on the king, and so Gerard was slain in battle that day, along with his brother and all his sons but Eldred. Gerard's queen, Ashivir, looked on with glee, having come to watch the battle from a nearby hill. The rule of her son would surely satisfy her lust for power far better than her husband's had. In exchange for tribute, the warlord of the north happily made peace with Eldred, who proclaimed himself king and led his army south towards Weldon. But Gerard's archmage, Delphador, had escaped the battle and, riding with haste, reached Weldon first. He mustered a force of loyalists to fight Eldred and avenge the king's death. The loyalist army marched north to meet Eldred. Eldred made war upon Delphador and his forces with his mother's advice ringing in his ears. Fight no one great or small except the old mage, whose head should be severed from his shoulders. And Eldred did indeed meet Delphador face to face in battle, in the hinterlands near Tath. Sword clashed against staff as the wise old mage fought the brash young warrior. In the end, Delphador's men were defeated and routed, but Ashivir found her son's lifeless body fixed to the ground by the great mage's staff. Ashivir herself then took command of the army and led it back to Weldon. Knowing that the king's young nephews were next in line to the throne, she ordered them all killed and declared herself Queen of Westnoth. Soon after news of Ashivir's orders reached Delphador, he secretly entered the palace and stole away Conrad, the youngest of Gerard's nephews, thereby saving him from death. Fleeing to the Aethenwood beyond the southwestern border of Westnoth, Delphador raised the child Conrad under the protection of the elves, watching sadly as Ashivir's reign of terror over the land began. So, obviously, it's a fairly stereotypical fantasy story, but, I mean, you can't criticize that too much for a free-to-play game, and the art is amazing. Alright, The Elves Besiege, Scenario 1. 16 years into her rule, Ashivir turned her attention to the wood elves living in the great forests southwest of Westnoth, whom she despised. Orcish mercenaries were hired and dispatched to bring about their ruin. I'm not going to read all of this stuff, but you can see, so this is me, I'm Conrad. I'm a fighter. I'll explain all this stuff in just a minute. The orcs are coming from all directions, what shall we do? Too many to fight, we must escape. But to where? This is actually, I will read all this, I guess. But to where? This is the only home we have. What about the elves? We will fight them, but you must escape, Conrad. It is imperative that you escape. Have I said escape enough? You've got to escape. We will go north. Perhaps we can reach the Isle of Anduin. If we can make it there, surely we will be safe. Conrad, we must recruit some elves to help us, and then you must make it to the signpost in the northwest. I will protect you. Also, look at Delphador's mustache. That is fancy as hell. I wonder where you find mustache wax in the middle of the elven woods. Alright, let's hurry. Attack the elves, my grunts, and take their villages. Let us claim this land for the queen. Uruk Telfar. I love the names in this game as well. And as you can see, the art is it's just really good. I really enjoy it. I don't know how you get people with this caliber of artistic skill to just donate their time for nothing, but somebody's very persuasive. Okay, so this is what the game looks like. So we have to move Conrad to the signpost in the northwest. If we lose, if Conrad dies, Delphador dies, or it takes us 14 turns. We have only 14 turns to do this. We have an early finish bonus of gold, and 40% of that gold will be carried over to the next scenario. So, this is a turn-based, hex-based war game, essentially. We have various units, so these are the enemy leaders up here with the little crowns by them. That's how you know what a leader is. Guarding the north against us, we have to get up to that signpost right there. There is a third Orcish warlord in the south. We have us, this is us, with Delphador and Conrad. Delphador the Elder Mage, and Conrad the Fighter. We also have an Elvish Shide and an Elvish Champion guarding us. So these are leveled up units. The way this game works is units engage in combat. You recruit units, which you can only do when you're standing in a castle. This is a keep, this raised platform. You can see over on the right it says keep, parentheses, castle, right terrain description. We can look at that. So yeah, Elven Castle Keep. Its base terrain is a castle. So when you're on a castle keep, you can recruit units. If this is your commander, he has the crown, see, so he's the commander. You can recruit units in all of the castle spaces attached to the keep. That's the only time you can recruit new units. You only get new units if your leader is on a keep and there's castle squares around it. The terrain that you're on determines your defense rating. So you can see over here it says 60%, woods are 50%, open ground is 40%, and these villages are 60%. Defense is how you determine what the percentage chance of someone else hitting you or you hitting someone else is. So let's take a look at Conrad. Conrad is a fighter. He's lawful, which means that during the daytime he gets a damage bonus, and during the nighttime he gets a damage penalty. Right now it is dawn, so nobody gets any bonuses or penalties. He has one attack, which is his sword. It has 6 damage, and it swings 3 times. So this is the primary mechanic of Westnoth, is this attack mechanic right here. So if Conrad is fighting someone who's standing on a castle, which has 60% defense, that means basically he gets 3 rolls. He has to roll over 60%, and every time he successfully rolls over 60%, he does 6 damage. So he has a 40% chance to hit effectively, and every hit does 6 damage. You can see that Conrad himself has 32 HP, and then a number of resistances listed. He's resistant to arcane, magical damage, but he's not resistant to anything else. So if he were fighting himself, potentially he could do 18 damage in a single round. He could potentially kill himself in 2 rounds. Defense is what mitigates those chances and makes the game less lethal, albeit Westnoth is still an extremely lethal game. Units will die. So we're going to recruit some units. We have a recall option, which enables you to call back units from earlier in the campaign for a slightly higher price, but at the moment I have no troops to recall, so we're just going to recruit. So these units are all elves. They are all neutral, which means they don't get any bonuses or penalties for time of day. And they're level 1. They require a certain amount of experience to level up, they have a certain amount of HP, and they have a certain number of move points, which determine how far they can go. And you can see here how many points each different type of terrain requires. Of interest, note elves all take only 1 movement point to move through forests, which is not true of most units. So elves move very, very quickly in forests. Since this map is almost entirely forests, that will be extremely useful. Now, the way you maintain your army is with gold that you get from villages. So you can see up here I have 5 income right now. I own 3 villages. Every village gives you a certain amount of gold right off the bat, and it also allows you to maintain a certain number of units for free. So right now I have 3 villages, which means I can maintain 3 units for free. I have 3 units, so they're all paying no upkeep. Delphador is loyal, so actually he costs no upkeep anyway. But Farian over here does. So if I recruit another unit, I'm going to recruit another Elvish Scout since he moves very quickly. You can see my income didn't go down because Delphador still requires no upkeep. Now I'm going to recruit an Elvish Archer. Income still didn't go down because you can see up here I have 3. Basically the first number is the amount of gold I'm losing to upkeep. I have 3 units now. Delphador doesn't require any upkeep because he's loyal. Conrad doesn't require any because he's my leader. These 3 are all drawing a salary. I would be losing 3 gold per turn now if they weren't covered by villages. So I'm going to recruit an Elvish Fighter, who is a melee unit primarily, and now you can see my income went down by 1. I'm paying 1 gold in upkeep. It's important to keep an eye on that. I still have 33 gold left, so I'm going to recruit an Elvish Shaman, who can heal. Every turn she heals up to 4 HP per turn with 2 people adjacent to her. And then I'm going to recruit another Elvish Archer. So that is going to be my starting army. I don't have any income right at the moment. I'm going to move Delphador north, since I have to go north to win the scenario. And I'm also going to move Conrad north. You can see these villages with the black flags are owned by the black elves over here. These villages with the brown flags are owned by the brown elves led by Chantel. The orcs currently have no villages. However, they start the scenario with a whole bunch of gold. So we end the turn. And you can see the orcs are recruiting in a bunch of units, including a bunch of higher level units. They're recruiting a bunch of level 2s. Not this guy. He's only got 1 level 2, this orcish warrior. And over here we've got some orcish slayers, which have poison. and various things. Down here, these guys are mostly recruiting level 1 Elvish units. One exception, they've recruited a level 2 Elvish Ranger. Leveling up is a hugely important mechanic in this game, especially in the campaigns. It is vital that you protect units that are close to leveling up and ensure that they can successfully level up and continue to get stronger as you go along. I am going to steal villages from my compatriots here. My scouts are going to go down here, run around, take villages, earn money. Delphador is going to move up into the woods, as will Conrad. This first scenario in this campaign, the most important thing is not to lose much. The second most important thing is to level somebody up. Early in the campaign, you really want to get started stacking up experience. So, that guides a lot of combat strategy, and we'll talk about what that all means. But essentially, you have to fight in order to gain experience, and yet fighting is risky. So for example, Conrad. Conrad is going to stick with us throughout the whole campaign because he's the leader. He's going to need experience, but he can only get experience by putting himself in danger. Delphador, by contrast, is very, very good at killing other units because he has a very powerful magical ranged attack, and magical means it always has a 70% chance to hit no matter what. But he can't level up, he's already maximum level, so any kills he gets are effectively wasted when it comes to experience. So that's just, it's one of the things you have to keep in mind playing this game. Now, Orcish units are almost all chaotic. That means they get a damage bonus during the nighttime. In fact, I think every single one of their units is chaotic. Elvish units are all neutral. That means they don't get any damage bonuses or penalties. Effectively, what that means is elves want to fight orcs during the day, because during the day, Orcish units have a 25% damage penalty, whereas elves have no penalty. During the night, then, you want to avoid fighting orcs if at all possible, because at nighttime, orcs have a bonus and you still get no bonus. So there's the day-night cycle is hugely, hugely important in determining what it is you do in games of Westnoth, because the day-night cycle determines when you are most effective and when your enemy is least effective. And ideally, of course, you want to fight them when you are most effective and they are least effective. Over here, these purple orcs, they've got some Orcish crossbows, which are level 2 units with some high-quality ranged attacks. They've got an Orcish warrior, 2 Orcish warriors with high-quality melee attacks. And they've got several slayers, which have poisonous attacks that are marksmen, which means that when they attack, they have a 60% chance to hit no matter what your terrain is. Marksman attacks like that are very, very good at levering people out of good terrain. Woods are very good terrain for elves. See, I get 70% defense with my Elvish archer in woods, more even than villages. In the open, it's only 40%. Orcs, by contrast, only get 50% defense in woods, and 40% in the open. So I would much rather fight orcs in the woods, where my defense is relatively much higher than theirs. Orcish slayers are special units that get very high defense pretty much anywhere, because they are fast and squishy. So we're going to move our units over towards in this direction where we need to go. We're going to try to link up with these brown elf units and use them to kind of take the brunt of the fighting here. I don't want to get stuck fighting trolls because trolls have very, very powerful attacks. Only a couple of strikes, so their odds of hitting are not the greatest, but they are powerful. I'm going to keep stealing people's villages because I need the income. We can grab that village, but this guy probably needs to retreat because the Orcish goblin knights are coming for him. Elvish scouts have both melee and ranged attacks, which makes them versatile. However, their attacks are not the highest quality. So they're fast, they can do a little bit of damage under most circumstances, but they can never do a lot of damage, which makes them hard to use. Elvish fighters, by contrast, they also have a ranged and a melee attack. That kind of versatility is very, very common in the Elven roster. In fact, I think almost all Elven units have that. But their melee attack is much, much better than their ranged attack. For one thing, it does twice the damage. For another thing, it gets to hit 4 times, whereas their bow only gets to hit 3 times. So you can see the different roles that units play. There'll be more details about combat in just a minute here once fighting actually starts. But for now, the orcs are just spreading out, claiming villages, pushing north. You can already see There are way too many Orcish units, and they are too high quality to effectively fight. So our only real hope is to break through and manage to get to the outpost over there, where we can hopefully accomplish something while the elves are dying behind us. Okay, so that's the first fight that we've seen. And as you see, the defender gets to shoot back. So if you have a ranged attack and someone attacks you with ranged weapons, you get to counterattack with your ranged attack. If they attack you in melee, you get to counterattack with your melee attack. This is a big part of the strategy as well, because what it means is units like, for example, Orcish warriors, which don't have a ranged attack, don't get to strike back if someone shoots at them. Alright, so they've killed one of the Orcish slayers, which is great. The more damage they can inflict to the purple orcs up here, the better off we are. You can see there, that Wolf Rider didn't get to any counterattacks against the Elvish Archer because it doesn't have any ranged attacks. Alright, so it's the afternoon. This means it is going to be night when we contact the orcs, which is very unfortunate. But, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes that's just how it has to be. It's evening now, so nobody is getting any bonuses or penalties. We're going to run over this way, try to get our scout back up here. We're going to need to form a line in the woods, hopefully including at least one village. Standing on a village is very useful. It's actually slightly less defense for elves than the woods are, but if you're standing on a village at the beginning of your turn, you heal. So we're going to, nope, that was the wrong, but we're going to undo that. Didn't mean to send him there. Let's move Conrad up first. Actually, let's put the Elvish Shaman on the village. We'll put an archer next to her, and an archer on the other side. We've got our Elvish Fighter, and Delphador. I don't want to get into this fight. Ideally, I want all these units to focus on the Grey Elves over here and just fight them. I have not actually played this scenario in the current version of the game, and to my inexpert eye, it actually looks a lot more dangerous than it used to be. It used to be you kind of milked this scenario for experience and tried to kill off several units and level somebody up. I'm thinking in this version I might just want to kind of like run. In the old version of the scenario, in like 0.9, the goal here was actually to kill this guy and wipe out all his units, and use that to level at least 1 or 2 units up. But I don't know if that's going to be possible here. At least the blue orcs are moving very slowly, so we don't have to worry about them coming up behind us too much. They're going to be slowed down by 1 or 2 units from the other elves as well. So we should be able to do something with that. Okay, so that Orcish warrior is coming in to fight us. This is why I wanted her on the village. For one thing, she's going to heal, and for another thing, the lower defense, the slightly lower defense, encouraged the orcs to attack us because they sensed weakness effectively. I am definitely not wanting to fight all these guys, though. Those guys are significantly better than my troops. And the black elves are getting a little bit unlucky. Yeah, they're getting a little bit unlucky with their counter strikes. So they're crumbling very quickly. Oof. Oof. That's not so good. You can see as they score kills, the experience bar is filling up for these units. And Galdrad, the Elvish Champion, has come out. So he's doing a good bit of damage. Okay, so they killed that Wolf Rider. The AI very much prioritizes killing units that are about to level up. So if you have high experience, they will do their very best to kill that experienced unit before other priorities. They will also, of course, target weakened units. So the AI has actually very sensible target priority, which I like, which I think is very nice. Okay, so we might be able to take out this Orcish warrior here. Since, as I've said, he doesn't have a melee attack, we can throw ranged attacks at him with pretty much impunity. He has 51 hit points. 14 times 4. I can hit him 3 times without killing him. So let's move Delphador onto here, and we're going to blast him with lightning. And so this shows you, this damage calculation shows you the odds of what will happen. Every time I shoot has a 70% chance to hit. So basically, this is the chance of hitting him exactly 1 time, twice, 3 times, or 4 times. It's a 24% chance of killing him, but I'm going to take it. I am Delphador the Great, prepare to die! Okay, good. That was pretty much the ideal outcome. We didn't kill him, but we weakened him a lot. He's level 2. So the way experience works is, you see Delphador got 2 experience. You get 1 point of experience for every level of the person you were fighting. If you kill someone, you get 8 experience times their level. So I'm going to send in Conrad and try to kill this guy with Conrad. I'm going to move my archer back 1 step. See, I have a 50% chance to kill him. I actually have a 6.2% chance to die. Because he gets 3 counter strikes, but I'm gonna take the shot. Oh. Okay, so I killed him, and I got 16 experience, but Conrad is very, very badly injured. So we're gonna move the Shaman up to help heal him. Now we have to block, because the AI, seeing that he's high experience and injured, AI units will try to rush him. You can see, by mousing over units, you can see their movement distance. Only this troll can actually reach Conrad. So what that means is we have to block the troll. What I don't want to do, I don't want to draw all these units onto me. That troll will probably try to attack me. So what that means is I want to take this archer, put her right there, and just shoot the troll. Trolls have very low defense in most circumstances, so they're easy to hit unless they're on hills. They do regenerate. Trolls, let's look at that. Trolls regenerate 8 HP every turn, just as if they were standing on a village. That Orcish Assassin might also be killable. However, doing so I'm exposed to this Orcish Crossbowman. And potentially I'm exposed to this Troll. I'd like to block that Troll's movement, so I'm tempted to put my fighter here, but if I do, he'll probably die. Because these Trolls do a lot of damage at night. Like a ton of damage. Instead, I'm going to take this Scout, and basically, I might just sacrifice a Scout. Westnoth is very, very much a game of calculating what you can afford to lose. And you really don't want to lose. You want to lose as little as possible, of course, because your units level up over time, and they're very valuable. I'm going to move my archer over here, just get some shots to get a free 1 experience. And this fighter, if they kill her, they'll be able to get to Conrad, so I'm going to put the fighter right there as a double layer of protection. And then this scout will zip over here and take that so that I can get some more money from it. Remember, I get to keep some of my money if I end the scenario early. If Conrad can get 1 more kill, he will level up, though, and that will be very, very useful. 1 more level 2 kill, that is. Oof. Wow, these elves are getting unlucky. 3 30% hits in a row? Oof. It's like a 7% chance. But that's how Westnoth goes. It's a game all about rolling many, 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 many simulated dice. And sometimes they just come up that way. Can you kill him? Nope, didn't quite kill him. Okay. Alright, so the troll isn't focusing on me, which is great. They're focusing on the enemy, on the brown elven shaman. However, they are coming and poisoning my scout, which is very unfortunate. These guys should hold them up for maybe 1 or 2 more turns. That's it. So I definitely am going to lose some units here. Like that scout's been cut off. There's no saving him. He's dead. He's just dead to the world. That Orcish Slayer is doing a ton of damage. And that Elven Fighter... Oh, nope, he lived. Good job, man. Congrats. He is poisoned, but he lived. That one died. Okay, and they are attacking Galdrad. No, Galdrad, no! You can do it, Galdrad! You and your one ranger. Alright, so Galdrad's falling back to recruit, which is honestly probably a good idea. Oh, that was a waste. They're trying to kill the Slayers, because the Slayers are weakened. But in the process, they're exposing themselves to high-quality counterattacks. So you can see, especially at night, when the orcs have a damage bonus, sometimes it's not a good idea to be aggressive. Sometimes it's a good idea to just weather the attacks, sit back, let them fight you, and take less damage as time passes. Okay, that Orcish Assassin is pretty low, and that Shaman has slowed the Troll, which is great. So, when you slow a unit, it does half damage. So this Troll, you can see it was doing, I think, 17, now it's doing 9, because it has been slowed. Slowed divides it by half. It also divides, I think it also lowers his movement points. So, this Troll is quite vulnerable now. If Conrad kills that Troll, he will level up. However, if the Troll hits Conrad, he will die. So, actually, no, he won't, because he has 12 HP. So, that thing has 32 HP. I can do 16 damage with the bow. And I only have 2 squares to attack it from. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to pass this opportunity by. Conrad is not in a position where he could feasibly kill that Troll, like, you know, in a believable manner. This Elvish Archer is poisoned. She needs to be on a... yeah, that's a she. She needs to be on a village in order to heal, or to have a healer level 8 around. Conrad is going to move over that way. This Elvish Shaman will be right up here, and I am going to take some free shots at the Troll. Shoot. I wasn't thinking about that. It forced her to move, so now she can't heal Conrad. That's okay. Delphador is going to come up here. I may just blast the Troll dead. It won't help me experience-wise, but it will help clear out a unit that otherwise is going to be a serious pain in the neck. Let's get him back. Let's see if we can kill this assassin. Yeah, it didn't work. Okay, that's fine. And Delphador could go and blast this crossbowman, but he would get crossbowed. And by moving up here, since he's an important character, the AI would swarm him. So he'd be killed, because with these 2 crossbowmen, plus the Troll, plus the Orcish Warrior, he'd get 3 units on him, and they would just kill the crap out of him. Instead, I'm going to move Delphador right... No, not you. Delphador. I'm going to move Delphador right there. The AI is likely to attack him because he's important, and him taking HP damage doesn't matter as long as he doesn't die. This Archer, meanwhile, will run up here and grab that fortress, rather, or village, or what have you. This Scout is in a serious pickle. 12 HP and poisoned. And doesn't really have a good place to go. He's going to duck back here to this village. Probably he'll be killed on that village, but he'll earn me an extra gold, which is about the best I can hope for. And this Scout will run over here and attack that Orcish crossbow, maybe? Or he can come over here and shoot the Trolls some more. It's kind of a delicate balancing act, because ideally I want that Troll to live 1 more turn exactly so that I can kill it and get the 16 experience. I don't want the brown elves to be able to kill that Troll. So I'm going to put a guy over here and attack that crossbow. There you go. We traded 12 damage for 10 damage, which is alright. It's not great. But that will make it a little bit harder for the brown elves to get people in position to shoot that Troll to death. Yes, the strategy here is I am preventing my allies from killing my enemies because I want to kill my enemies myself. Dang, that one Goblin Knight has been rolling 6s for days. And they are burning down the villages. How dare they? Okay, so the orcs are pushing up from the south, but they're still not close enough to be a serious threat. Yep, they're definitely trying to kill my scout. Gonna lose him. Yep, there he goes. That troll's coming over there. Okay, that's fine. Well, less fine than I was hoping. That's okay. Not great, though. Yep, trade fire. Dang. Killed him. I was hoping he'd live. Okay, these guys should be mucked up for at least one or two more turns. Should give me some time. And fortunately, all the enemy attacks are landing on our allies, who are effectively serving as meat shields, which is exactly what I want them to do. And next turn should be Dawn, so their damage bonus should go away, which is excellent, excellent timing. Oh, please stay alive, please stay alive, please stay alive. Alright, he lived one more turn. That's fantastic. Oof. That assassin, though. Okay, so he's dead. That's fine. Can you kill him? Yeah, you got him. Oh, man, they got the troll. Shoot, and they got the assassin. I hate that. I mean, I understand it, and I'm like, it's better than not, I guess, but at the same time, my allies getting experience for units is just like, ugh, but I need that experience. Give me the experience. Look at all the experience that the brown elves have gotten. The lucky, lucky bastards. Okay, that troll is at about full health, so what I can do here is I might be able to use, I can't use Delphador, I can't Delphador him and give the experience to Conrad. I might be able to Delphador him and give the experience to this Elvish Shaman, though. Yeah, let's blast him. Never mind. Blasting is ineffective. The blasting did not work. I am kind of committed now. Let's entangle him to lower his damage. And he's got 2 archers around him that can do a total of 44 damage. But I can't kill him with my sword. I'm going to put Conrad on that village. These guys can't quite reach me, so I'll be okay there. This archer should run in and shoot this warrior. A lot less dangerous during the day than he was at night, although he still does pretty high damage. And yeah, we'll just peck away at this troll. That's fine. Just build up a little tiny bit of experience. If all we get out of this is Conrad being close to leveling, that'll be okay. Won't be the worst. Won't be the worst thing in the world. One thing that I would comment on about this game is that sometimes it does take a long time for the AI to play. I'd like it if there was an option to make that faster. There might be in the new version. I'm not certain. If there is, I haven't found it. It might be buried in the preferences menu somewhere. But in any case, sometimes it does take a while for things to happen. Okay, so that was sad for them. Yeah, my allies are now officially getting shreked. Nope, don't kill my shaman. Don't kill that shaman. Don't kill that shaman. That's right. That's what you get for trying to kill my shaman. That shaman gained 4 experience that round. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Oh, man. Okay, great. Yes, yes. If that troll stays alive, I will murder him with Conrad and be a happy, happy camper. Oof. Dang, stop killing all the level 2s. Okay, 10 HP. Good enough. Very much good enough. Alright, so here's the plan. Conrad during the daytime does 7 damage. We're gonna hit him with the entangle attacks. Oh, and they both miss. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, that is so bad. He does 6. Shoot him with your bow. Okay, great. So now 1 hit will kill him. Excellent. Okay, so Conrad's leveled. So Conrad is now a commander, which means he has a much better sword attack. Much better. And he also has a bow attack, so now he has a lot more flexibility. That is great. Now, this Orcish warrior I also want to kill, so we're going to move our weakened Elvish archer over here to shoot him. She can't quite kill him. And then we're going to try to get the kill with this Elvish archer. And the reason why I'm doing this is this Elvish archer has You may have noticed they have these words beneath them. This Elvish Archer is intelligent and resilient. These are randomly generated characteristics that every unit has. They get 2, most units. Some units only get 1. From a specific list. And this Elvish Archer has extra HP and is quicker to advance. Now, being intelligent means they don't have another good characteristic, like she's strong, so her melee attacks are better. And that's great, but it means that they're a lot easier to level up. They require basically 1 fewer kill to level. So, 47% chance to kill him. Might as well take it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now she's halfway to leveling up. A couple more fights, or 1 more level 2 kill, and she'll be leveled. And it's only turn 8, so we're actually doing really well, doing better than I had anticipated. Over on this side, I think Galdrad will probably die this turn since he's out of units. And then these folks will be slowed up a little bit by her, but we are going to have to start moving kind of quick to get Conrad off the field. If we can successfully level her before the scenario is over, that'll be great. Beyond that, I ain't too worried about it. Just hang on, Galdrad. Just take as much of their attention as possible, please. Yep, they're burning the place down. Okay, so the blue orcs, who have been completely unopposed so far, have spread mostly throughout the entirety of the southern woods here, successfully trashing and torching and generally making a nuisance out of themselves. And Galdrad looks like he might be going down in an earlier round than I had hoped. Oh, there he goes. Yep, that's Galdrad. That crossbowman we should be able to surround and kill, though. Okay, we've got a little bit of healing going on. Yep, attack the crossbowman, sure. Just don't actually kill him, please. They might actually kill him. They probably will. Wow, maybe not. Oof, he lived. That is perfect. That is so perfect. I'm going to get my Elvish Archer in there and steal that kill. I'm going to steal the hell out of that kill. Come to Papa. I only have to hit him once. Thank you, other elves. Okay, so Elvish Archers have 2 options. You can level up to a Ranger or a Marksman. Marksmen have a super efficient ranged attack that does a ton of damage and always has a 60% chance to hit. Rangers have more HP, a much better melee attack, and the ambush ability, which means that in forests they are invisible, and the AI does respect that. The AI does not target invisible units, and if they move next to invisible units, whatever unit did that immediately loses their move. I like Rangers just because of their flexibility. They're less efficient than Marksmen at doing the Marksman job, but they're a lot more forgiving of mistakes. So I'm gonna level her up into a Ranger. Great. Conrad, also you fully heal when you level up, which can be very, very important. This lady, let's get her onto there. Let's get her standing over there. We'll get Delphador up next to them. My scouts are gone, but at this point I think I'm too far away for the enemy to successfully catch me because they'll have to go through the woods, and I'm faster through the woods than the orcs are. So, I think we're in a really good spot. We've gotten 2 level ups. We have a couple of other units still. I might be able to level up that Shaman off of that Orcish Warlord if I'm really lucky. I'll try. And we're going to be able to get off the field in good time. So everything is turning up Conrad. Yeah, we know. You're taking over everything. This forest belongs to the orcs now. Yada, yada, yada. We get it. You're big and bad and self-important. And now these brown orcs are going to go help me. Yeah, they're going to hold these guys off while we go and murk that Orcish Warlord. And I'm actually going to send in Delphador probably to do the first hit, since he has that really high damage ranged attack. Oh, that is ballsy. I would never do this. Somebody who's low HP and high experience, don't send them up next to a powerful combatant like this. I guess with the slowing effect, it's a lot safer than it would be, but it's still so risky. We're actually going to, let's get her up there. Grab that. You can go in that direction. I just want you to fill a space. I don't want you to actually attack him, but fill a space so that they can't completely surround him. so we can get somebody in. And, yeah, you might as well shoot at him. 3 damage and 3 experience, since he is a level 3 unit, for nothing. That's not a bad trade. Okay, that's all I got, I think. Yeah, that's all I got. This scenario, you usually have very few units, because you're more focused on moving and fighting than you are on recruiting. In many scenarios, you're going to be as focused on recruiting as you are on moving, at least for the first several turns. But in this particular scenario, you don't have the goal to recruit a whole bunch of units until it is too late in the scenario. Okay, so see, this is the problem. They just lost a unit that was about to level up. For no reason. So the brown elves are bravely trying to hold off the hordes. It's not really going to work out for them, but they're doing okay. Could be worse. Could be raining. They are, however, going to get almost a full surround on this guy, which is super unfortunate. Because I was hoping that I could get my... They're going to kill him next round. And there's not much I can do to stop that. So let's get Conrad up here where he's close to the objective. Get Delphador up close to the objective. Grab that forest for just that village rather for just a little bit of extra experience. And let's actually back this guy out. Get the shaman in to get her a little bit of extra experience. Oof. There, so she's up to 15. That's fine. And now I think we're just gonna retreat, basically. I think it's time to end the scenario. The AI will do their things. I strongly suspect they're gonna kill that Orcish warlord. If they don't, by some chance, then I'll take a shot at killing him with the shaman, because he gives 24 experience when he dies. So killing him, if I can, would be super useful. And we'll see what we can do. If I can get that shaman leveled up as well, that would be a tremendous coup. Leaving this scenario with 3 leveled units is really, really good. Since, of course, the scenarios get harder as you go along, the more leveled units you have earlier, the farther ahead of the curve you are, and the better it is for you. Alright, but they're definitely going to try to kill him here. And they have a good shot at it. Yeah, a really good shot at it. I'll be shocked if they fail. Yep, there you go. They leveled up a ranger. That is really sad. What a waste. Ah, it's a tragedy. And we win. Alright, very well. We've made it this far, but where do we go next? We must travel north and try to make it to the Isle of Anduin. Alduin, sorry. Hopefully we will find refuge there. Not the Isle of Anduin. Don't do that. Of course you're right, Delphador, but what will become of the elves here? The elves will fight. They may even prevail. But I fear things will not bode well for them. Now you think? Let us not speak of it now. Onward! That's nice, Chantal. Good luck, Conrad. Don't worry about us. We will fight as best we can. Lady, you're about to be murdered. You're going to be just straight up ganked by 1,000,000 orcs. So, we finished 2 turns early. We got the early finish bonus, and we carried over 40% of our current gold. So, we start the next scenario with 64 on top of the defined minimum. And yeah, as you can see, Chantal's about to be just eaten by wolves. And everyone else is pretty much dead. These guys, I guess, will put up a little bit of a fight. But in any case, so we have fled the Elven Forest, and we are on our way to the Isle of Alduin in an effort to find safety from our despicable mother-in-law, who is evil for, I guess just mother. Or, aunt? I think she's an aunt, because I think I'm a nephew. So yeah, our evil aunt, who is evil for vaguely defined reasons. And this is the start of a great adventure. This campaign is loads of fun. It's cheesy, but the strategy of Battle for Westnoth is great. The combat is cool. Like I said, there are some nitpicks I have with it that I don't necessarily like everything the game does, but it's very much worth playing, and I really encourage people to check it out. So, this series is going to follow, hopefully the whole campaign, and it'll be a ride. So thanks for coming with me on it, and I hope you enjoy. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.